Good morning, buenos dias. It is the 9th of November here in central New Jersey. We've had an unusually warm fall, and so the plants are still kind of looking really good and still growing. So I haven't done my fall cleanup yet because I was just waiting for the plants to die back a little bit, but they really haven't. So I'm going to start doing a couple of projects. But I just want to show you how glorious these plants look. I never trimmed my boxwoods, so I'm probably going to wait till the spring. It's sort of late in the season to do that now, but I think they kind of look great, all fuzzy like this. I'm not hating them, you know. These are my boxwoods. So this is a barberry, which tends to be invasive, and I didn't cut this back either, but it's looking so beautiful. That's the barberry. This is Cryptomeria, which I had like 3 of the bushes that died on me. I think they were getting too much sun, but this one is the oldest one I have, and it loves its life here, so it's staying right in there. These petunias have been going strong since the spring, so they've been here now 5 months. The dianthus is starting to grow back because of the cool weather. And this is Tough Stuff hydrangea. The buds are gone. I trimmed this back a little bit, and it's taking on its full color. And those are my weeds. Lots of weeds, which don't look that bad either. I think this is called Creeping Charlie or Clover or one of those. I have to do the photo ID. That's my neighbor's dog barking. Okay, so this is I forget what it's called, something autumn sedum, but this is sedum, which is really hardy in this weather. It does not like really moist soil, and this part of the garden gets lots of moisture, and so that's why it flops over like that. I might have to move it to a different location, but this is its fall color, and it looks so pretty. I love when it starts turning brown like this. This plant just is so easy to care for, and you just put it in the ground and you leave it alone. Just make sure it gets full sun, and it's not getting moist soil. You see those yellow leaves? Yeah, and flopped over. That means it's getting too much moisture. This is another dianthus. Creeps on the ground. It's great because it covers up the ground and it prevents the weeds from growing in its place. And here we have lamb's ear, which is also a fabulous plant. This loves the dry weather, so that it also gets a lot of moisture here, but it's not suffering like the sedum is. But it has these fuzzy little leaves. So beautiful. Okay, so let's move on to my containers, the plants in planters on my front step. So these mums have had better days. Just know when you buy mums that you're going to probably throw them out in about 2 or 3 weeks. Mums need to be watered continuously and deadheaded, otherwise they get nasty like this. There's some perennial versions, which I had one time. It still, after a while, doesn't look great, and so they're not my favorite flower, but they do scream fall, so I get them every year, try to get them as cheap as possible, and then throw them out. These cabbages need some water. There's a vinca. They've been there since the summer, maybe since June, maybe late May I planted them. And the Dusty Miller. Those are my those need to be. My little boxwood topiary needs a little haircut. Okay. So the asparagus fern are in containers. They are not hardy in my zone, and so they're gonna have to go inside, and I can keep them as houseplants, or I can chuck them and get some new ones next year. This is a jasmine, and I apologize for the background noise. This is a jasmine, and I'm teaching it to trying to train it to come up this trellis. Let's see how that goes. It's marginally hardy in my zone, so it's experimental. These boxwoods I pruned, trimmed back in the summer, and so they suffered a little bit with the heat, but they look okay. And I did trim back this barberry because it was difficult to walk by here with its pokey little branches. That probably needs to be thrown out. That petunia is still going strong though. I'm telling you, it's November. Look at the ones in the ground. So this is why plants in the ground do much better, is because plants in containers need a lot more care. I really don't do anything to these petunias. I water them once in a blue moon when it's really hot. Okay, so it's time to do some fall cleanup. And I have to finish planting bulbs. I got really lucky with this warm November so that the ground is still soft. I had planted a few bulbs in here and I'm going to finish planting those up. These are my hardy hibiscus. So these die back. They look like shrubs, but they're actually perennials, and they'll die back, but they're not dying back yet. So I'm just waiting. They actually have a couple of blooms still coming out. They'll die back, and then in the spring I come and turn them back. They come straight from the ground, so they grow back up from the ground. This is the first year I have them, and I really had great success. They're beautiful plants. This is the Rose of Sharon with its one little forlorn little bud. It's also hibiscus. It's a different type of hibiscus. It's Hibiscus syriacus. There's a spirea. The spirea is starting to take on its fall color. And then I'm probably going to trim these back soon. This is the row of bulbul hydrangeas that I planted about a month ago. So yeah, lots of fall work to do, and I'm going to start with planting up the bulbs I have left over.